Hi, I'm Sung. I'm from Amherst, Massachusetts. I'm part of the class of 2026 at Brown. I studied applied math economics here. I was really deliberate in why I chose Brown. I had the chance to choose between 14 schools. 3 of them were Ivy League schools. I was also looking at Williams and Amherst. And so I was completely overwhelmed. I was like, I have no clue what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I like. Obviously, I'm passionate about what I'm passionate about, but I'm not sure how to translate that into an actual college name. Crimson, like we sat down for like hours and hours. Like we drew up a full like pros and cons list. I wanted to have huge flexibility in the types of courses I wanted to take. So I knew I wanted to take a lot of econ classes, but I also love to write. Like I was the editor of the newspaper at my high school. So I knew I wanted to be taking a ton of English classes. At the same time, I'm already fluent in Korean, so I didn't want to take an additional language course personally. At some other schools I was considering, I would have had to take a certain language for, 2 or 3 years. And for me, because I already knew I wanted to take so much econ and so much English, I was like, well, there's just no room for the language requirement. And at the end of the day, Brown was one of the only schools where I could say, I don't have to do that language requirement because of the open curriculum. I already am bilingual. I can get my concentration down in English and I can get my concentration down in applied math econ, and that's what really drew me here. I did Model UN in high school as well. So I would see Crimson at like YMU, and then I would see ads about Crimson online, and I didn't really think too much of it. But one of my close friends, he went through the college process. He was involved with Crimson as well, and he just gave such a stellar review of it. I was like, wow, there's someone I want on my team as well. And I just really felt like, it's an important stage in your life. The college process is probably the most important thing you'll go through at that point in your life. If you're 18, you probably haven't done anything consequential until then, but your college choice, I will say, is pretty consequential. And so it's I think you want as much support as you can get. So there'll be a person on your team who supports you emotionally. There will be a person on your team that does the real line-to-line editing and talking about the essays that you're writing. Your strategist will sort of look at the timeline of the year, say, okay, these are the months of the year, this is when we have to have our early applications in by, these are the deadlines for the regular applications, I think this is when you meet with your, essay strategist. I think this is when you, talk with your, other person on your team. So they kind of manage that high level stuff. I found my essay mentor at Crimson to be the most helpful. She was so thoughtful. When my head was fried and I couldn't, think of how to spell the word "the," she was the one right by my side, pushing me through, getting me over the finish line. When I was tired, she'd be the last person I sent my, finished comment app to before I press submit. And guys, I will tell you, the minute before you press submit, day before, your early decision applications are due, most nerve-wracking thing ever. It's just one button and it's there. You can't fix it. Crimson, before you click that submit button, they will look through every line for you, check for grammatical errors. The way you're presenting yourself is, truly the way you yourself want to be seen. With the peace of mind, you can click submit and get a good night's rest. Honestly, maybe the best part of Crimson was, not even getting into Brown, but the fact that during the application season, I could get to bed without anxiety and without fear, and I could be well rested knowing that I had so many talented, and supportive people right by my side when I needed them. So I have, I think, 2 distinct pieces of advice that kind of work together with each other. If you're a high schooler, my first more serious piece of advice is, at this point, if you're a senior, do not slow down, and most importantly, do not give up. Tons of things happen senior fall. Ton of bad things can happen. You can screw up. You can get punched in the face. You might get rejected from your early decision school. Do not let any of that emotionally affect you. It's not the time for emotions. You want to pull yourself together, be serious. Just get through January. Just finish up the application process, keep it together, and then, go haywire or bizarre, or do whatever you want. Your future self will thank you for, being graceful and composed and, being really resilient in those super tough months. The other second piece of advice is, you will screw up when you get to college. You will still be confronted with failure. However your college process turns out, if you get to a good college, you can still screw up. And if you don't go to a good college and you can still screw up, same thing for the opposite way. You can go to whatever college. The thing is, at the end of the day, it's about your energy and your determination. And the most important thing is to keep that determination and not really let the outside world affect it so much.